Cool. What's up, everyone? Thanks for joining. I will be working on a psychiatric website, like for a psychiatrist. Yeah, you're going to see me step through some of the parts we're going to go through today. One is we're going to look at some sample reference websites, not reference code. We may be able to look up some reference code, but I suspect many of these websites, such as the one in front of us presently, will be closed source. So we're just here for the vibes. So we're going to go through some reference websites. I am going to separately go through some reference code and code templates. They may intersect, but I'm doubtful. There'll probably be templates that are independent of any of the websites that we look at, unless we get lucky. That will be step 2. Step 3 will be I'm going to look through a color generator and generate some color palettes. And what's the goal of all of this? The goal of all of this is to develop a website per the request of a real client. Then I'm going to start, depending on how much time we have, I'm going to start kicking off development of a prototype website. And this is all in response to a real client request. I've done some preliminary like meeting with the client and discussion. I think we're going to target a static website that will be optimal from a cost point of view, potentially free hosting, which is really nice. Obviously, the domain won't be free, but the regular hosting, I don't think we need to pay for a continuously running server, which would be relatively expensive. And yeah, I'm going to try to implement this website to the extent that I can as an open source website. There are going to be caveats. So I may need to make some of this closed source, but I can still do a open source, closed source hybrid, like a open source with a secrets file and then open source everything except the secrets. I think that would be pretty ideal. Similar pattern, just to give you a preview, my friend Trevor did something like this. What is it? Trevor.dev. TrevorWallace.dev. So here, Trevor Wallace has created his own website. And it includes what we might call proprietary information. I think if you ask Trevor, none of this is really proprietary, but they're implemented separate from the open source code. So like this content here, this description here, this image here, these are let's call it closed. I think closed. I don't know what's the right word. It's not like they're actually secrets, even though like in technical terms we call these secrets. It's not like he's going to get hacked if this blurb of text were committed to the open source repository. So he treated it as a secret. Let's say that. It's content that he treated as a secret. And one might argue unnecessarily so. Perhaps this didn't need to be a secret. But he did open source the template. And so let's look at that. That's on his GitHub. Right here, Simple React Portfolio. How meta is this, by the way? He has his website, which is an implementation of this portfolio, and then it's pointing to the portfolio. Oh no, that's goofy. What happened there? Ooh, he has a bad link. I need to let him know. Stopwatch. Yeah, I need to let him know about that. So this is the Simple React Portfolio template. Although he has it linked to his stopwatch application, which I think is a bug in his code. So I'll let him know about that. I'm not sure whether, let me email him quickly. I'll do this on the other screen. Trevor. You have an entry, a portfolio entry for Simple React Portfolio, but it links to your stopwatch app. The almighty snippet tool. Put it on delay. We'll give it a 3-second delay. Click and hover. And we'll cover this region. Bam. By the way, that's a little technique you can use if you're trying to report a bug. Bam, send. Create a GitHub issue, throw up a picture, and this indicates that when you hover here, this is the URL that is referenced if I were to click. See, if I hover here, and then if I click, boom, it takes me to the stopwatch. Okay, anyway, this is really his portfolio. And if we view the live portfolio, it's different. It's different, right? The values of the content. That's the technical language that I'm using, but you can clearly see what it refers to. The values of the content are Trevor Wallace is the proprietary or closed or implemented value. Elmer Fudd is the theme default value. Front-end developer versus, I guess it was still front-end developer. And then down here under the project section, it is lorem ipsum boilerplate text. It is fake screenshots in contrast to when he implemented it. So here's the open source blurb, and then here is the implemented, closed, secret, proprietary blurb, even though that's a strange vernacular because typically secrets are things that shouldn't be disclosed in public, like API keys or financial data. This is non-sensitive information, so it's strange to even call it a secret, but what we can, I think a better phraseology would be he's treating it as a secret. It's public content which is treated as a secret from the technical point of view of the theme application. So anyway, we might need to, in our psychiatric website, we might need to split it up like that, or like maybe I just put the blurb, maybe I just commit this text into the repository because it's public information anyway. We'll see how I go. With that, let's dive in. Got some reference websites. 1, 2, here's another. Here is another, and then a final one. So we're going to review these and from a design perspective try to synthesize what is the common vibe, what is the common look and feel aesthetic that we're going for. I'm noticing a lot of white space. I'm noticing light colors. I'm not noticing a particular template. It's not like they're all blue or they're all green. They do seem to be pastel. I think we're seeing a lot of whites and a lot of pastels. This feels sort of beachy. This you could still argue is beachy, even though that's clearly not a beach, but the color scheme could be described as perhaps beachy, blues and greens. Nothing beige or tan or earthy. So maybe aqua. This is more like an aquatic theme, like a river or an ocean, as opposed to an actual beach, which includes these earthy tones. This seems to not fit the description so far. This is earthy, but not beachy. You can see it's closer to something like a forest, green, beige. But then down here we have some aquatic tones. So this is sort of either I think if we look at this hero image, this element here, which is a ginormous image, we call that a hero image. That's the design term. I think I would characterize this as off theme. And the rest, and this one is somewhat off theme, but the rest of them match the beachy aquatic vibe. And these feel more earthy. And I'm continuing to go forward, and I'm sort of sensing two themes, actually, two clusters of theme elements. We're retaining beachy and aquatic, and then this is actually getting more earthy. But what we do notice is that this is still pastel, right? And then here, this is very much what it looks like, which is an evening sky theme, which is like, it has some aquatic elements, it has some blues, but then it also incorporates reds, less of the greens, more of the reds and the purples and the pinks, even some orange. So this would kind of be a third theme. except we can look at these three different themes and extract some commonalities. One major commonality would be blues throughout, lots of white space throughout, and pastels throughout. So I'm going to literally jot down these notes. My notes are going to be theme notes. One, lots of white space. Two, use of hero image. And we notice this, oh, and there's one more, is it? Okay, let's pause and we'll come back. Here's a hero image, here's a hero image, here's a hero image. Literally, they're all using this, a very standard homepage design structure of nav followed by hero image. So I'm gonna take a note of that. Standard design structure of homepage is nav, then hero, then, and what are they including under the hero? So here are, this is like an about, let's call that an about, and then services. About and services and book a consult. Okay, we're gonna remember that. About, services, book a consult. Here is meet Dr. Cheryl Hendricks. So that's about. So this one is like about the company or practice, right? It refers to the brand name, Refined Psychiatry. This is about a person, but they both fall under the umbrella of an about description. And I can tell you, my client in this case will be branded under her own name. So it really removes the distinction. Are we branding, or should the about be about the brand? Should the about be about the person? In this case, the brand is the person. And that's pretty common for some of these practitioner websites, whether it's medical, legal, etc. So it says bio, but from my point of view, the bio and the about concept are equivalent. And then this has the, I actually prefer this style because it gets you more information above the fold. This has the about section up top, but it's overlapped with the hero image. So we're still about. Here's some more about her. Services, about services, they do an FAQ. Okay, let me list some of these elements. About, standard, homepage content structure. And you can see what we're doing is we're trying to abstract the common components. So you can think about it like from a programmer's perspective, you can think about a dynamic schema model, and there are certain required elements, and then there are certain optional elements. And we can, each of these websites has its own specification, but we can create a abstract super specification that ideally supports all of these structures. If we have to eliminate, fine, we'll eliminate it, but it will ideally abstract all of the structures or most of the structures. And one way that we can do that is we can say this FAQ component is optional. This map component is optional. And then you see how the, let's say hypothetically at an XML or JSON structure, it's really an HTML structure, which is an XML structure. So we don't have to be hypothetical. We can remain concrete. We can view this as an XML structure where there's a hero image, and about, services, optional book a consult, optional FAQ, optional map. And you can see how we can reconcile these two different models. Now, there's a tension, which is we have requested consult. We have these three optional elements. What order should they be provided in? So this site does not have a book a consult thing, does it? Maybe if we sort of like collapse that with contact and we like treat these equivalently, like contact me and book a consult are considered equivalent, then we could consider this being equivalent to the book a consult. So we can go down that path. Alternatively, we could consider contact me as a different element, and then the order becomes ambiguous, but ambiguity is not a problem. And I think this is a big difference between a junior and a senior. The junior is sort of like scared of ambiguity. The senior recognizes if it's truly perfectly ambiguous by construction, then any solution works. In other words, I get to pick. I could say, as long as they're all optional, as a developer, I have leeway and discretion to order those components in whatever way I see fit. I could do book a consult first. I could do book a consult last. I could do book a consult in the middle. As long as they're all optional, they're reconcilable. But now that I've said that out loud, I am leaning towards collapsing it with the contact us. And so I will put it last, and I'll show you when I'm done with these notes, I'll show you what I wrote. Let me actually open up Notepad. Notepadjs.org, great tool. Okay, psychiatric website theme notes. One standard design structure of nav, hero, content. 1, 2, 3, 4. Content standard components include about, services offered. What was after the services offered? Let's see. About, services offered, an optional FAQ. Optional map, optional contact / book consult. And then we can also say that some content may be, or like one content component. Let's not go one. It could potentially be two, left and right. On my own laterally, that's a design that I like because you get more action items and information up top above the fold. So here's laterally. I did incognito so that I'm not logged in as an admin. You can see I actually love, I'm trying to approach this impartially, but putting my own spin on things. I actually love the top nav and then a hero image with the action item on it. And I'm not opposed. Let's go to my blog after econ. I think this is maybe not ideal, but it's still the same general concept. Nav, hero image with action item on it. But here you can see I have as many as 4 elements on the hero. Granted, the hero here is blank white, so there's something about like visual noise. So that if it truly was a graphic hero image with like some sort of picture you're trying to see, it might be like visually noisy to see that hero image plus 4 elements right here. But because the hero is just a blank white, I can arguably get away with more. So that would be a trade-off. I think 3 call to actions is probably a bit much. And I've been meaning to rework my own website anyway. But I can easily see, even with a graphic hero image, I can see 2 components. Maybe one's just informational and one's a call to action. I could see potentially some tension if you have 2 call to actions. That could be like, as a user, that might be a bit distracting or counterintuitive. How do you prioritize them? Maybe we assume a left to right, top down reader, which would be normal for English. And that is the target audience and target consumer market of this website clientele would be English readers and specifically Americans. So we can assume top down, left, right reading. And so then maybe we say the prioritized call to action is on the left. But that is a workable solution. But I think it's just, let's not mitigate a problem we don't need to have in the first place. Let's just avoid the problem. And we can avoid the problem of needing to mitigate call to actions by only having 1. That being said, I think if one is informational, it's like an about me, and then the other is a call to action, like book a consult, I think that is a really great model. Okay, so jotting down these notes. So here I'm thinking 1 or 2 components can be overlaid over a graphic hero. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up to 4, that's really pushing it. Could be overlaid on a blank hero. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try to only have 1 call to action on hero. Could mitigate by prioritizing left element, left call to action, but let's just not create an issue. Instead of creating an issue and mitigating it. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. In contrast to proposed sites, I do recommend an above the fold call to action to optimize conversions. Could have call to action in the nav instead of hero if there is major concern. But since hero is visually grabby, I would first propose CTA in hero. Probably on the right, so that user reads additional context first and doesn't hesitate to click due to FOMO, fear of missing out on additional content. So there's like a psychological thing called fear of missing out, or FOMO, where if the call to action's on the left, it will be the first thing they see. Some users will be motivated to immediately click, but other users will be distracted and will mentally think, even if it's subconsciously, they'll think, I need to read the blurb on the right before I go to click. So they will hesitate or break clicking to go read it. Once that prioritization has been broken, it's really hard to get it back. So I would say, if there's some really important information saying about me, I would put that on the left and then have the call to action on the right. Now, as a user, I know who this is, I have the context, and now I can read the blurb on the right and go to click. It might even be the case that we can do the about me and the services offered and have the book a consult right under services offered. That would create a very informed user. I know who these people are. I've built trust through the about me. I know what they offer. Oh, I want one of those. Let me book it. I think that's really optimal. I recommend about me on left, services offered on right, book a consult under list of services. Maybe 2 buttons, a second button. Yeah, this feels rough, right? Because what you might want to do is, how much content can we really put there on that right blurb? It would be something trivial. It would be so the user might want more detail. So services offered. Yeah, you see here, it literally says services offered and has a link to click. Let's see if they designed that intelligently. It might be that you can book a consult from the downstream page. Let's click it. Here's the services offered. It's kind of a wash, right? So services offered, at the bottom, it has the contact information, but there's not a clear call to action that says book, right? But it's not terrible because there is the contact information. So if the user wanted to, they could contact and book. I think I would improve this elevated psychiatry website by making a clear call to action with a button that pops, right? I think that would convert better. But yeah, and then email is highlighted. It's pretty clear to me that the intended call to action on this website, the intended next step, is email the person. So they're highlighting the email in the nav, and then once you're done reading the services, there is email information. But I think they would convert better if, instead of saying email, it was actually a call to action instead of just sort of a passive, here's my email if you want it. It would be like, email me, or contact me, or book a consult. Also, why is there a contact page plus an email button? This seems inefficient. It seems inefficient. Not technically inefficient as a programmer, but inefficient from a design perspective. Okay, but it is something to note that here on the contact page, the map is once again here. And I think that is something we see commonly on professional sites, that the contact page will also have address information. So you'll get kind of a two birds scenario where it's like email, phone, and map. So I think that's going to be a common pattern that we see. All right, so what are my notes so far? Notes so far. I recommend About Me on left, services offered on right. Book a consult under list of services. A secondary CTA low-lighted for like more details on services. Map plus contact information together on contact page. What else are we noticing? Standard design structure of nav, hero, content. Okay. Now let's go to the colors. Color palettes span beach, aqua, and sunrise themes. All are pastel. All make great use of white space. Blue tones are common to all. Okay. These are some of the color notes that I have. Right, and we already talked about the use of the hero and the homepage. So the notes that I had off screen, I've translated them all and improved on them further. With the notes in front of us, these notes. So, what else do we have? We have the one page that we didn't finish looking at. Another problem with these sites is like inconsistent use of Favicon. Let's see problems with other sites. Unclear CTA, inconsistent Favicon. Okay, we might jot down some others, but it is good to note, hey client, you brought up these sample websites. Here's what I liked about them. Here's what I abstracted about them. And here's some problems that I noticed with them. And I'm going to be able to deliver you something even better than what those websites delivered. And I will say unclear CTA often usually below the fold. So those are, it's really two problems. One is that like email, it's not even clearly a call to action, but at least in that case, it's above the fold. New patients, is that a call to action? Like click here. If it is, first of all, it's not clear. And second of all, it's introducing additional clicks. Let's see, I click new patients. Request a new patient consultation. See, I got to click twice. Why could I not just click here to begin with? And then this this footer spacing, it's a minor issue, but the footer spacing is goofy there. What about over here? Do we have any sites where a page is less than a full fold? That's such a great picture. Good job, Lisa. No, this website's pretty clean. Lisa's might be my favorite. But notice here there's text over the hero, and on the homepage there's not. Literally, these could be placed over the hero. And yeah, just like inefficient use of the fold. Okay, problems with others. Inefficient use of real estate. Fold manipulation. Footer spacing. In particular, when site is less than a single fold in height, footer height, footer floats too far up, which is it's visually unappealing, right? Creates a cluttered look and feel. So right here, you see if you look at the lower area right here, request a new patient consultation, and then the footer is right there. It's like overbearing. It's creating a cluttered look and feel. Literally, if they floated that footer down, it would look a lot better. Cool. Although I love that picture. This is small, but it's annoying me. The font. It's okay, because it's just the heading. So it's sans serif, except right here, but then I'm noticing also down here. So I think the idea is let's use the serif to call out important elements, which is fair enough. That's fair enough. Yeah, just inefficient fold manipulation. This gorgeous picture on the right, granted, putting text over that would be visually noisy, but on the left, it's super clean. We could shrink this a little bit, float it up, and potentially include this on the hero. It might be a bit much. Maybe that was the issue. If they could cut one paragraph there, or even two, that could work, and then see full bio. But maybe they thought all 3 paragraphs are really essential, we don't want to cut, and that was the reason that it wouldn't quite fit. Something to think about, because your content is going to drive your real estate usage, right? Again, the floating footer. So, okay, let's get off of that. I think we had some notes. And yeah, I recommend About Me on the left, services offered on right, book a consult under list of services, and then a low-lighted CTA, more details on services. Let's see, learn more. Learn more about services offered. I don't know. I can think about the exact wording, but that's the general concept there. Why is this red just floating there? The list. Cool. So the color palettes, and then does this break our palette? This is a really simple palette. There's like this pastel pinky orange, like a pinkish orange. And it's really just a 3-tone palette. It's like white, black, and I guess it's not actually a black. It's an off gray, a white and off gray, and then this pinky orange tone. So I think this fits in with the sunset concept, and it certainly fits in with the pastel concept and the white space notes. So I think we have a good description. I might be able to get a little more information from the client about, okay, here were some sample sites, but like, how would you rank them? Like, which was your favorite? Because what I'm noticing is the preponderance of them, the overlap would be the blue tones. But if she said, you know, like these last 2 were my favorite, maybe I would reach for kind of some of the pink there. I think we're going to generate like 3 palettes, present 3 different palettes to the client, but I'm going to proceed with my preferred palette. And so the good news is that we've basically mapped onto 3 palettes kind of by accident. That beach, aqua, and sunset, sunrise are going to be the 3 palettes. Cool. So I really am not taking any additional notes from here. Except that they put the location up further up, didn't they? Insurance notes, I guess that'll be... That is a unique component that I'm not seeing others mention. And then fees. So here's services. Yeah, so this is what they mean by services. Literally fees and services. Okay, so services and fees go together. Services and fees go together. Could be under learn more or on booking page. I don't think fees are needed on homepage. And then do we want a blurb about insurance notes? Non-standard component. included on Dr. White's site. Add. Cool, and you see I have five sort of sections of notes here, and I think that's enough. I think kind of like the 3 to 5 range is like a good range of workable information without being overbearing. When they provided sample websites, they provided what, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is perfect. And then out of 5, I can decompose 3 abstract themes, and then I can suggest on that basis 3 abstract themes, and we're sticking in that sort of like 3 to 5 range. And I feel like that's a good amount of information for a single cycle, like communication cycle. Like client communicates to me, I respond to client. I don't want to write them a book in a single email. That's too much. They're not going to be able to synthesize all that information. We could do a call, but yeah, so basically if you're needing more than like 5 notes, maybe consider doing a call, but also consider, like, try to not have a call if you can. And if you have, say, 6 notes, maybe you break it up into 2 emails, right? So like maybe 1 email now, wait for them to respond, thank you so much, and then 3 more notes. At the same time, I don't know how responsive your client is. My client has been extremely responsive. If your client is not extremely responsive, doing 3 emails might take a long time. And it might be better to book a call rather than cycle 3 emails. But I feel, for the people that I've talked to generally, cycling 2 emails is probably better than a call. And then if you got to go for 3 emails, okay, let's get on a call. And when you do have that call, talk through everything, write up notes, and send them the meeting, minutes of the meeting. Even if those minutes of the meeting are really long, that's okay because you talked through it, and it's more like, I'm not expecting you to read all this, it's just for like record keeping purposes. And in that case, it's okay if the notes are a little bit longer. Okay, so with all this, I feel confident that we have read through the provided sites and gotten some really great data. I'm going to go ahead and grab these URLs just for when I send a response email. I will have the list of them, source, ref sites. 1, 2, and she might have sent more than 5, but these are the 5 that I'm looking at. Sorry, not sorry. If the other sites were very different, I think she sent just 5 sites maybe. Let me double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So she sent 6 and I skipped one of them. Sorry, not sorry. If I'm able to build like a really great response based on these 5 and then the other is just out of left field, I'm not gonna like change everything on the basis of a single site compared to the preponderance of sites. And then also, if it fits right in, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we'll go to, we're also going to do source ref code templates. And these will be static site. Source ref static site code templates. And then the last thing will be suggested pallets with first palette preferred. With first palette preferred. You can see I happen to have some, I'm not going to say a lot, but I happen to have some design skill. Your typical developer might not, and so if you're in that boat as a developer, you can totally work with a designer. Like, feel free. And you might consider asking your client to provide a designer. You might cost share on the designer with your client. Say, hey, I'm obviously get permission first. I would like to use this designer. What do you think? Or you can just like let your client say like no, and if they want to be cheap, that's totally okay. And then they've been made aware that, hey, like design is not my strong suit. Like, it's going to be like you, the client, are going to be acting designer, and just kind of make that clear. Otherwise, if you don't do any of that and then you just deliver a poorly designed site, you're definitely running, you're not running the risk, you're guaranteeing that you're going to have either a dissatisfied client, or b, a boatload of revision requests. Neither of those is a good outcome. So I do recommend that you be transparent if you feel weak on design. I don't feel weak on design. I don't feel incredibly strong. Like, I'm not going to break out Adobe Photoshop here, but I feel good enough to proceed without enlisting a professional designer. If you do want a professional designer, they're all over. You can go to Fiverr, just get a Fiverr designer, or you may have someone in your network. Cool. You could even reach out if you're at work, and if you work with a designer, you could say, hey, would you like to help, or do you have a friend who kind of does this kind of thing as a side gig? I would say don't feel bad about bringing that up. Cool. So let's jump over to Pallets before we do the static sites. Suggested palettes with the first palette preferred, aqua. This will be pastel aqua. Pastel, and it's going to be a light aqua. Light pastel aqua is the name of the first theme. The second theme will be beach, and the third theme will be sunrise, sunset, light, sunrise, sunset, sunrise. But let's see, if I'm thinking about sunset versus sunrise, I guess sunrise would be the lighter theme. I'll say pastel, sunrise. Cool, so we got three themes: light, pastel, aqua, beach, pastel, sunrise. So let's go to a theme generator. Color, with two O's, colors. This is one that I like. There's a bunch of them out there. We can also look at a Triad color theme generator. Spelled that wrong for sure. Generate triadic color. Cool, not this one, nope. One, two, this one. Palatine. These are two, I've never seen this before. We'll try it. I'll just kind of like use it here for the first time. I've never seen this one before. I've used Palatine, and it's great. It doesn't look super amazing, but it is. And then colors is also great, and it looks flashy and cool, and it is. I think Palatine is going to be better if you want more fine-grained control, and if you like the idea of a triad color scheme. So what is a triad color scheme going to give you? You can look over here on the palette that's generated. Basically, I get 5 colors to work with. And the idea there is that you have a light, a dark, sort of like a white and black equivalent. So you have your contrast base colors, and then you have a main color and an offset color. And so that seems to be like 4, doesn't it? White, dark, main color, offset color. Is there a secondary offset? Positive design. Oh, these are layouts. I don't want the... Randomize. Similar colors, unlike style. Unlike. Similar. Unlike colors, similar style. Yeah, so that's why it's called a triad. Okay, so this one demonstrates it much better. They're kind of like somewhat randomly generated. You can plug in your own seed color and it will generate the triad. But this one was kind of randomly generated and it gets the point across. There's 3 colors. That's why it's called a triad. You have a main color, a secondary color, and a tertiary color. So it brings more visual variety. Some sites you'll see it's like just high contrast, which is like black white. That's essentially considered to have no color scheme. Just black and white is not really considered to have a color scheme. If you have a main color, you'll really have black, white, and main, and that would be like a unicolor theme. If you have a main color and a secondary color, that's like a 2-tone theme. With the triad, you're going for 3. Now, depending what you plug in here, you may have 2 that are very similar, so it may end up basically collapsing to a 2 theme or a 1 theme. But basically, personally, I've had cases where I wanted the visual variety of 3 colors. I've never really had a case where I wanted 4 or more. That feels like too much. And this will allow you to harmonize among 3 colors, which is kind of cool. And then you can, just to clarify, right, when I say 3 colors, you notice there's actually a bunch of different shades. So you can actually get more than, if you think about like a light color and a dark color because you want contrast. For example, you want to be able to have readable text, so you need high contrast between the two. You can have a light color and a dark color within your color, within your broader color family. So here, this, I don't know what this is. What would you call this? A blue-green, like a grayish blue-green. But you can see within that it has a dark and a light. So you have a dark, a light, and then you have like a secondary dark and a light, and then you have like the root color. So this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is like technically 5 colors, but the triad idea is this is like considered like 1 color family. And actually I'm seeing 4 color families here. Yeah, so I don't really know if that's really considered a triad. I can see that there's like these 2 opposite colors, and then they generate these corners from them, but it's really giving me 4. Randomize, similar colors, unlike style, and that really brightened it up, didn't it? Really, it's giving me 4 colors. These colors are so close, it almost collapses. Anyway, I guess maybe you get 4. Oh, triad 4 colors. Triads always give you 4 colors? Cool, maybe I'm just dumb. Triad. Oh, hold on. Randomize. 3 color triad. It's saying a 3 color triad, but it's giving me 4. Oh, there's the palette 1, 2, 3. Are these corner colors the same? No, I know what happened. It's when it's randomizing, it doesn't always give me a triad. I come to the site because I want to build a triad, but they will. You see right here in the top left. Can you see this? Yeah, there's a monochromatic, adjacent triad, non-adjacent triad, and a tetrad. So every time that I'm clicking randomize, it's randomizing among those as well. So. And this is a 4 color triad. My mind is kind of blown. Anyways, I come here because I'm trying to get triads, but I guess you need to actually pick either adjacent colors or triad if you want a triad. Cool to know though that they do monochromatic and also two-tone. There was two-tone. I don't really know how I got to those. Two-tone monochromatic. Tetrad. Cool. All right, so you can do more stuff with it. Like I said, I usually come here for the triads. And I don't like the adjacent. There's not enough contrast. I like this one. But yeah, maybe you want to do something else. Anyway, let's go. I don't want to sign in. Start the generator. So the way this works, it's going to randomly generate, and I can hit like the refresh screen or spacebar to generate a new palette. I can also click to kind of like save a color, and it will toggle lock, and it will like save that color. You see, it'll generate patterns that are compatible with that one. So I'm going for beachy vibes. Are any of these beachy? I guess that one maybe. So this one feels like pretty aqua. I'm gonna copy that. And this URL should map to that color scheme that I picked, like every time. Yep. Okay, so we'll hang on to this one. Let me unlock that. Desert sand, it says. I can view shades and go up to here. Champagne pink, let's lock that. I don't know, what about this? Sure, we can grab that one. Now, is the URL different? Yep, see the URLs are different. Cool. Let's unlock that. This is very, that's like, let's get a different shade of this. It's not pastel enough. So that one, powder blue. Go for a real aquatic vibe here. I'll lock in these two. Lock. I don't really want that indigo. There's desert sand again. Hi. Love y'all.
My mommy said I can throw the tomato away.
Okay.
Let's do that and then go outside.
That baby pink kind of works. I don't like those purples though. I guess the old lavender works. Okay, this theme kind of works. I don't know if this falls into any of our groupings, like aquatic or whatnot. And I'm definitely going over the number that I'm supposed to build, right? Because I'm gonna like get basically a dozen and then narrow it down to the ones that are my favorite. This feels pretty aquatic. Dark jungle green. Keep all these, but change that one. Macaroni and cheese is the color name. No, it feels too bright. Yeah, just straight up white. Why not? Right? Okay. So here's another theme. 1, 2, 3. Let's do 5 with colors and 5 with the Triad Generator. Now let's try and find something something sunsetty. Dang, it really just basically just like went right to what I wanted. Let's lighten everything. So deep space sparkle, maybe a little darker than that. Charcoal, yeah. Alloy orange. Harvest gold. Ecru, I think that's fine. Burgundy. Might want to change. French raspberry. I don't know. Does this work? I wanted to go. So these are definitely covering aquatic. Oh, I wanted to get the sunset thing. No, that's not good. It's not good. Pastel sunset kind of works. Oh, this is so sunset, but I want the pastel sunrise. How do I make this more pastel? No, I'm just gonna keep cycling. Let me lock in that pink there. Grab that one. Grab that one. This could kind of work. Let me see if I can yellow this one a bit. Sunray, yeah. If I can just lighten that a bit. So I think this works for a pastel sunrise. Cool. So then we'll do suggested palettes. So is it which? I always forget where the O is. C-O-O. Okay. Are the 2 O's up front? Or so here's colors 1. It typo fixed me. That was on purpose. Colors 1. Let me make sure I'm also reading my chat. Okay, nothing in the chat. Cool. Colors 1. Colors 2. Colors 3. Colors 1. Colors 2. Okay, so here is the pastel sunrise. That's the same thing, right? Yeah. This is, I don't know if this is anything. Was this supposed to be aqua? It feels too green. This is kind of like a pastel sunset. I don't know. I might hate that also. It's funny how like you go away and you come back. This is definitely aqua. So there's colors 1. I guess this kind of goes for beach. This kind of really merges them all. It's like a pastel sunset beach. Let's put it under here. It's like a pastel sunset beach. Got that, got that. This, I feel like it's not pastel enough. And then this, I feel like it's too green. So let's see if we can rework these. Keep the sand, keep the cyan. I'll even keep that one, and I'll even keep that one. Yeah, that feels a lot beachier, doesn't it? Cool. Yeah. Cool, cool, cool. So is this a light pastel aqua? This is more beach because we have the desert sand that makes it definitely beachy. So let's put that as beach. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this, let's make this more aqua, right? So I'll keep the slight gray. I'll keep the medium turquoise. Let's get rid of the others. I want to get blue. This could work. Let's change. You know what? I'll even leave it at that dark tone. Okay, we can lock that one in, I guess. Eat it in blue. No, I want a blue, blue, blue. Electric blue, but let's change the, make it pastel. Cool. I think this works. Maybe the magnolia doesn't fit. That magnolia does not work as an off-white. Let's find something that's blue, and really any shade of blue, and I'll just turn it up to 11 on the lightness. Nope, that doesn't work. Nope. I can edit my own hex here. Let's go over here. Cadet blue, and then bam. Yeah, I think that's closer to aqua. Okay, so we got these 2 pastel aqua, and I think that's going to work for our colors. Now let's go over to the Triad Generator. I'm going to seed this with, move shades individually. I'm going to seed this with, and you can see it moves them connected to each other, which I really like. Let's randomize it a bit. Ooh, what is that? This is definitely a pastel something. This is an adjacent 4 colors. I want to keep this and move it. I'm going to copy the URL. I don't know if this uses the URL in the same way. I want to keep this, but just eliminate one of the triad. Can I even do that? Awesome. So it gave me 3. Yeah, 3 colors adjacent. So the obliques are the same color. Okay. So this is cool. Does this count as a pastel sunrise? Let me grab the pink and turn it over to an orangey. Oh no, what happened? I don't want that to be green. I think I totally ruined it. Oops. Let's see. Sunrise, get some purple in there. What's happening over here? That's too bright. I totally ruined it. Okay, let's try again. Unlike, unlike, similar, similar. I like the unlike. Okay, so this is cool, but it's not pastel. So can I, yeah, bring it over here. It's too purpley. Yep, I screwed that one up too. All right, great. So that has a nice, no. Colors, colors. The purple here is nice. Let's get it more towards a pink. And then let's get it to be more of a pastel. So here we're doing, yeah, pink, blue, yellow, which I can really dig if we can get it to be more pastel. How about that? How about that? I feel like this works. So let's put this in a new URL and see if it gives us the same colors. Cool. And then if I drag these around, it changes the URL. Okay. So we do have URL color control. That's awesome. So let's go back. This is going to be, I don't know, is that, I think this is I'm calling this the pastel sunrise because of the pinks and therefore not beachy. And then this is called Peloton. So here's Peloton 1. And I will get, let's see, three under each. Let's do 3 under each. So let's do another pastel sunrise from Peloton. No, let's do an aqua. Yeah, we'll do an aqua from Peloton. Let's see. We'll see if we run into something cool. Oh, this is already cool. It's not beachy though. Let's go similar colors, unlike style. And I'm going for something beachy here. So a tan and a blue, basically. It's giving me lots of greens. I want a tan and a blue. Could one of these work for sand? Could the upper right work for sand? Let's say that this works for sand and just get me out of green over into blue. Okay? So does that work for beach? Something is still a little bit green. Let's see. That's working, but I don't want the purple. Let's see. I guess I have to go orangey, because the way the triad works, yeah, I have to go for like an orangey and a yellowy. I think that kind of works for beachy, huh? Let's go with that. Cool. So this is an adjacent, yeah. So this is beach, Peloton 1. And then I'll do one or the other, either a sunrise or an aqua, whichever comes first, and then we'll go to the other side for the last one. Cool. So we're going for sunrise or aqua. Sunrise or aqua. This is getting aqua, isn't it? Okay, let's see if I can work with this a little bit. It's the top right, which is not working at all. So this could be a sunrise. Can we get it to be more of pastel? think I'm just wrecking it. Alright, sorry, I made that worse. This could possibly work. What I want to do is get the green tone away, so let's take it to a triad. Alright, so the purple and the blue work, and now I just want to get rid of the brown. No, I want this. I want a non-adjacent triad, basically. Or I want an asymmetric, because I want a blue and a green. Here, I want a blue and a green, but then I want a yellow instead of a brown or a red. So there's the blue and the green, but this brown is what's killing me. Yeah, that is, it's a little bit too green. Let's go bluer. Cool. So, and then let's get a little bit darker. Oh, it almost worked and then I wrecked it. Okay, I still got something to work with here. That, yeah, I think that can work. For, this would be like the sunrise, pastel sunrise. So this is Pallets 2. Cool, and now let's go for this other side I've never used before. Crisp edge. And let's seed it. I want to seed it. Let's see, which is the one we need? One more is light pastel aqua. So let me just get an aqua color, like a blue-green. Loving this. So here's the hex. We'll just seed it with this literal aqua hex. Although I wish it were a pastel. So this, I'm actually here for, hold on. I'm not here for this. Oh, it doesn't randomize. Okay. Let's go for bam, right there. Search that one. This is a cool blue. And the analogous color triad. I think that is an awesome aqua. Cool. So, crisp edge. Analogous. How do you spell analogous? Analogous color triad. And the seed hex is 8FFA, right? Cool. So I think these are the different themes, and then I'll kind of narrow it down from here. So my preferred is the light pastel aqua, and then among these three, let's just review them. So this is okay. It feels a little bit like icy Arctic gray tones. So maybe I want something a little bit warmer. This in a way does feel warmer. This feels more beachy, even though there's no tan, but the blues that we're using are kind of like greener, basically, and less harsh. And then let's look at this analogous color. Yeah. This is personally my favorite, but if we're reflecting back on the themes that we're referencing, none of them really took this path. Some of them did get blue and green at times, but the blue and the green were not this happy. They were not like this bright. Let's see, maybe I just bring it down a notch. What if I search this one? Can I lighten them? HSV. What is it HSL? Lightness is the L. So let me take the L on lightness to 80. Yeah, it lightened it, right? 84. 82. I think that feels appropriate. So I'll do one more here just because I can't decide. Analogous color triad off aqua seed. The seed is this one. And this is the URL. Let's compare one more time. Let's compare these directly side by side. So this, yeah, this blue feels a little bit too electric, doesn't it? Yeah. Cool, so I'm happy with this palette. This almost maybe is not bright enough. Let's see if that makes it too electric. It's definitely toned down. I think it, and then, dang, I'm so indecisive. Let's go back. So I think this is better than this one. So I think this is better, but is it as good as this one? I do think it feels lighter and like less depressing, but is it less serious? I don't want to have like a gray website that's like sort of like, hey, come to this psychiatric site and like fix your depression, but also I'm going to give you depression. So yeah, it feels cheerier, it feels lighter. I like it. I like it. It's on the whiter edge of things. But we noticed there was a lot of white space usage. So I'm gonna list it as well. So let's sort of like invert this order so that the top is the most recommended. So crisp edge 1, and then that'll be 2 and 3, and then we have colors 1 and 2. And this is the seed is C2F0ED. C2F0ED. And that will be my most recommended palette that we'll go forward with. Cool. Last thing, let's look at some static site code templates. And then I guess we'll pick a code template, but I don't think I'm going to get coding in this session. So we'll actually start filling out my own, filling out the website in a different session, but we can certainly grab a code template. Gatsby Medical. Go to this one. There's a big old, this is It has a big old hero image. That's good. Let's not search medical. Let's just go Gatsby themes, and then let me also do one other thing. The Crisp Edge had a downloadable background. I want to see what they're talking about. Let me see this. Okay, it's just a big square. Okay. Ooh, these are much cooler. Dang, gradients. Yo, and it gives you the CSS. That's pretty dope. All right, Chris Badge, I see you. I might go with one of these for a hero. We'll see. Gatsby themes. So we're looking through, and then are we definitely going to use Gatsby? No. So we can look up some other React themes, Next.js, and then I'll look Blitz.js. Last, I'll look up a material theme, React material theme. I think these are going to be enough places to start looking for themes. Cool. So looking through Gatsby. Theme Jam Showcase. Plugins, themes, and starters. Starter library. Cool. Jamstack themes. Yeah, and then this will be. This is the last Gatsby related thing we'll check out. So here are some themes. No, maybe. Obviously, we would change the color scheme. No, so maybe Juma. I want to hear, right, ooh, this newsliner. I like that one. This one looks okay. This one looks okay. Ghost. Let's see, here's the Gatsby dev blog. That could work. Gatsby dev blog. Wyatt Morris. World brought to your doorstep. Let's get, I don't want more than, I'm gonna open up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. I'll do a couple, okay. I'll do a couple more, and then that will eliminate this source. I don't know if I like either of these. Starter for scientists. I'll open them anyway. Okay, so, and then we'll close this. So let's narrow it down, and we'll go expand, contract to get to our favorites. So, virtual healthcare, this can work. It uses Material UI, that's a plus. Typescript, that's a plus. Over 30 stars. Still like this, still like this. This one, on closer inspection, not such a fan. If we think about where the components are located, I want the nav up top, right? And they're not doing that. So we'll eliminate this one. This one, nav up top, great. It has this hero-like area, but there's the image on the right and a component on the left. We can still use it. Latest in blog, unnecessary, but it's highly reviewed. SEO optimized. Let's see. They're really pushing Netlify in this one. It's a maybe. Here we have the nav and the text over the hero. Do the others have text over the hero? Kind of. Yes. No. Okay, so it's a cool feature. I don't like the blocky overlay. Lots of stars. Integrated to BigCommerce. That seems unnecessary. So that seems, let's slide it over to the right. Front-end developer, love the nav over the hero, text over the hero, love that. Let's go to the demo site. I want to be able to scroll down past the hero and still see, yeah, there's more stuff. This is actually fantastic. Cool, yeah, big fan of this one. We'll keep that. And then this one, let's go to the demo. Powered by Snipcart. Again, I don't need the cart. Let's see. Ew, and you can see the broken text back there. That's not gonna fly, sorry. Cool. Starter for scientists. Loving the hero with text over it. And I do like the single content body, which is what we're looking for. So I'm actually a big fan of this one. And then what about this one? Uses a CMS, that's nice. I don't like the font style. Interested in starting a project with us. It doesn't feel very readable. So I'm gonna drop this. And then, yeah, this is okay, but we have better options at this point. So yes, need to narrow it down further. 1, 2, 3. So I guess, let's see the demo here. One weak point here is that it feels like the theme, oh no. What's up with that background? Live demo. Yeah, okay, the demo was under some sort of wrapper that didn't play nice. So, okay, it's nice, it's nice. And let's check this one, the demo, live demo. Make sure they look good on mobile. I like it has the call to action up there. It just feels almost like too empty. You know what I mean? This one is like, it feels like it's good, but not the best. So I think that one's up for elimination. This one, let's double check mobile. Yeah, it feels more substantive, like there's more here. And we can see multiple tones. There's the blue and the green, so my theme will fit well here. And then still lots of white space. So we'll keep this one. This one actually might not have enough white space. Let's see the demo, but I think this one fits really nicely. Love it on mobile. And then, I guess we didn't check, hi, I'm a front-end developer, we didn't check it on mobile. It looks great, right? So this one is a definite yes. I don't know, I guess it doesn't hurt to have two. It does, because like the more of these that I have to investigate from a code perspective, the longer it takes. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll narrow it down to 4 for now. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to try and limit it to 10 overall. 4. Okay, let's look through these. These generally look lower quality. Maybe this one. This feels too graphically intensive, so it's making use of complex images rather than colors. So that feels like it would be difficult to configure. I would need to retain use of their images, which I don't want to do. This one's fun and out of the box. I don't think I'm going to use it, but I'll glance at it. Yeah, a lot of these I'm not a fan of. Okay, so I think we can close this out. This was not fine by, not fine by. This looks really cool. It's just I don't think it's what we want, but it looks really cool. About. Yeah, and then the overlay thing. No, not. Sorry. You're fun, but no. Same with you. Very cool, but no. How about this starter library? We can go WordPress. Maybe. Contentful. Might be cool to have a WordPress starter for ease of use and client editing. Deploy to Gatsby Cloud. Yeah, it's worth investigating further. I'm not sure that I want to do that, but I'm not sure that I don't want to do that. That's about all I see here. Cool. What about this one? Let's view. Can I view it? Visit demo. No. Okay. React themes and templates. I want something that's going to be open source, so I'm going to avoid ThemeForest. ThemeForest is pretty cool, but a lot of them are licensed. So let's look through these options. Now UI React Kit. Maybe. Argon. Nope, feels too bright. Dashboard. I don't need a dashboard. Really heavy on the Argon here. Material dashboard. I don't need a dashboard. Cool. MUI store. Yeah, I don't know if I like the idea. I don't know if I like the term store. These are dashboards. Oh, this says free. Let's see this one. This one is actually, ironically enough, the only one that I really might want to use because of the nav at the top and then the hero, where the others are like dashboards. So this could work potentially. Licensed by CC3.0. What does that mean? You're free to share, adapt, copy, redistribute the material in any medium or format. Remix, transform, and build upon the material for any purpose, even commercially. You must give appropriate credit. You do not have to comply with the license for elements of the material in the public domain or where your use is permitted by applicable exception or limitation. No warranties given. So is this considered... often compared to copyleft, free and open source software licenses. Everybody knows that you shouldn't use it. What I don't understand is why. Their own FAQ. Unlike software-specific licenses, CC licenses do not contain specific terms about the distribution of code, which is often important to ensuring the free reuse and modifiability of the software. Many software licenses also address patent rights, not compatible with the major software licenses, so it would be difficult to integrate. It doesn't protect access to source code. I'll share a piece of this work and you can use it as long as you then share yours under the same terms. Like, maybe that's okay. But there's no mention of alternate forms. This only covers the final publicly available form. So someone is perfectly within their rights to take this code and only share the binary. I don't see if that's a problem. I get what they're saying is like it's not propagating source code, open source code. This may or may not be important as evidenced by it isn't compatible. Yeah, I guess I'll avoid it, but it doesn't really seem problematic to me. It just doesn't guarantee that me, John, have to disclose my source code, but I'm okay with that. So I'm going to stay away from any of these that I have to pay for because I feel that they are commercial license adjacent, if that makes sense. Okay. MIT license, that's totally open source. Yeah. So let's see the live preview of this. Ew, that felt choppy. Hold on, let me refresh the page. It felt like the load was choppy. I'm gonna do a hard refresh. Empty cache and hard reload. Okay, maybe not. It doesn't feel bad, it just feels like a lot of unnecessary stuff. I'll be done in about 5 minutes. I guess I'll keep it on rotation. This is also MIT. I don't really think that I want this, but I'll mention it. Let's look at this Argon preview. Similar. How did I get to I don't even care that much. It's not even worth it. Open is a free React template for developers who want to create a quick and professional landing page. Looks okay. Atomize. Triad. This looks, it doesn't look impressive, but it looks extremely adaptable, which I like. Gumroad. Gumroad. Boo, they're making you pay for this stuff. Maybe I should have specified like React open source templates. Maybe I should have specified open source. And these are admin templates. I don't care about admin. Nope, I don't want admin templates. Maybe I should say starter instead of, let me go over to GitHub. Maybe this is the better way to search. React Starter Kit. It's using GraphQL. Yeah, I don't want GraphQL. React Redux Starter Kit. Sort by best match. Can we do most stars? What happens? React Redux Universal Hot example. I guess GraphQL doesn't bother me if it's Jamstack, so it can still be statically generated. I just don't want it. I don't want to have a GraphQL server continuously running. That's what I care about. This looks fine. They have to use Heroku. Here's a bunch of templates. I hate it. Templates and themes, are these also like paid things? Buy now. Yeah, garbage. Okay, so there are a bunch of paid themes. So it seems like, oh, there's Corey House. That's cool. Let me take a look at that. But it seems like GitHub is the better way to find these starters. React Slingshot, a comprehensive starter kit for rapid development using React. Seems cool. Where is the demo? Demo live. Seems like a decent starter, but where is, I don't see a deployed version, so that's not good. Last release 2017. Gonna have to bail, sorry. Maybe I should go for this one just because it's so modern. It's so modern. We have a demo. Live. ReactStarter.com. Firebase. Oh man, I don't want a Firebase website. And this doesn't look super visually impressive. Also not terrible, because that could be the hero up top. I mean, okay, I'll keep it on the list. Here's a Microsoft TypeScript React Starter. Public archive, okay, I guess it's kind of old. It's a React native starter. I think this is about all I want to see. The other is I could just go from scratch. Let's see a Next.js starter. Demo blog. Oh. Wow, a lot of people are using this, so maybe this is the way to go, huh? M. Riza's personal blog. Dev boy. Looks boring. This looks a little better. No. And then this is just like the basic Vercel Next.js starter, which I'm totally down to do. Basic Next.js, render.com, Railway, infra provided static starter. And maybe that's going to be the way to go, because I wasn't like super blown away with any of those. All right, so thanks for tuning in. How many is this? Is this 10 or less? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Under 10 for the win. Thanks for tuning in. This was my analysis of some reference sites provided by a client and trying to determine, I already knew that I was going for a static architecture, but trying to determine the specific look and feel and try to find a starter that will help me work with that. And so you got to see kind of like my thought process, how I take notes, and determine some themes and try to find some code templates. And stay tuned. So I'm going to be open sourcing at some point this Psychiatric starter. And I might just kind of like, I might kind of go to just the basic create next application or create React app and do it from scratch. We'll see. Thanks for tuning in. See you later.